A new
Yvonne?
era. It is not a changing of a season, but it is a new era. It is a new beginning. And that means leaving the past behind.
Okay, I cannot overemphasize this point. It is a new era. It's not just a new year. It's not just a changing of a season. It's a new era. And God adds there, and these are what the prophets are saying. It is not just a new era, it's a new beginning. Now, a new beginning by definition means you're starting something new. It is different from the old. If not, you won't call it new. You will call it a continuation. You will call it furtherance. You will call it building on. You're not going to call it a new beginning. So here, God is saying, I am doing something new. My question, and I've got 3 questions for you, is can you handle what God is going to do in the next era, in this era? Can you accept the new wine or the new thing that God is going to do in this new era? Third, are you ready to receive this new wine, this new thing, this new teaching, this new revelation God is going to do in all our lives? You have to answer these 3 questions by the end of this session. It is so important because if you can't, the consequences are serious. Now let's hear what Jesus says about the consequence, okay?
Mark 2:22, Jesus said, "And no one pours new wine into old wineskins. If he does, the wine will burst the skins, and both the wine and the wineskins will be ruined. Instead, new wine is poured into new wineskins."
Wow. That's a warning Jesus gives. You can take it any which way. But if we try to accept the new teaching, the new revelation with the old mindset, you're going to have a problem. He's saying very clearly, we are going to burst. We're going to crash. So we have got to be careful with changing our mindset to be able to accept what Jesus is saying we have to do. Now, I cannot overemphasize this point. If we come with old wineskins, with the old way of thinking, and then we try to receive the new wine, you'll be able to take it for a while. But what happens at the end? It will burst. Another word for burst is it will destroy the container. It will destroy you. And the wine will be lost. It's very important that you appreciate this point. Okay, Yvonne.
If new wine is poured into old wineskins, this is what will happen. Firstly, your mind, will, and emotion cannot hold or keep it. You will break. You will explode. Romans 12:2 tells us, "Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind."
All right. So when he says you have to come with new wineskin, what is it saying? What is God saying? When you say it's a new beginning, when you say, it's a new era, what are you telling us, Lord? God is saying that there are new things he wants to pour into our lives. There are new ideas, new revelations, new teachings that he wants to bring into our lives. Are we prepared to accept it? Are we prepared? Because we got a whole lot of old things in our lives, whole lot of old teachings in our lives. So that is what the Lord is saying. And he's saying that if you come with your old wineskins, you either burst or you bleed. You can see one burst and some bleed quietly. So the ones that burst, you can see very clearly. The one that bleeds, you cannot see very clearly. It just happens quietly while you're sitting in church and carrying on your life. So we got to understand. So how do we get to be new wineskins? Romans 12:2 is very clear. It is to do with the mind. You have to transform your mind. Because what you think, What you believe affects your emotions, and your emotions affects your will. Very few people can say, I will over emotions and what I think. I will do, or I'll exercise my will over my emotions and what I think and do. It's very, very difficult. So generally, your mind, whatever you think, if you think of something sad, you will feel sad. And if you feel sad, you become depressed. And after becoming depressed, you want to sleep. You don't want to go out. You don't want to meet people. So it affects you, you see. So when God says he wants to do something new, he wants to pour new wine, he's saying that we have to renew our mind. We have to renew our mind. There's another point I want to make to you, which is very important. How do you renew your mind? So you say, okay, Gerald, we're going to quickly start reading more things. We're going to quickly start learning. I'll attend more Bible classes. I want to hear what God is saying. No, there's one more step you have to do before you quickly go and do all these things. And this is an important step. Okay? You must appreciate that you cannot learn new things if you're not prepared to empty your glass. What does that mean? That means if a glass is full, you cannot pour anything inside. Because the glass says, I know everything, I've got the water. So if the mind is full and say, listen, I know God. Hello, Joe. I know God. I know his ways. I know what he's going to do. I know his rules and laws. I know his commandments. Can God pour anything in? It is difficult. The Pharisees said that. I know from Abraham's time. We know. And they couldn't take the new wine that Jesus came to give. They couldn't accept the new teachings that Jesus came to give. Because we know that we have what is called progressive revelation, which means as the years go by, God is revealing more and more and more things. So this has become a new era. He wants to pour new things. So we got to start emptying ourselves of our old thoughts. It doesn't mean completely taking everything out. It means being open to new ideas, not closed. Being open to new teachings. Being open to meditate. Lord, I want to meditate. I want to hear what you have to say.